Hey guys, Dan from Your Guitar Academy here, and welcome to this video where we're going to be looking at this Hendrix style soul lick. And it's such a cool sounding lick, hopefully you agree. And it just encapsulates a lot of the kind of modern playing at the moment, where we take this kind of Hendrix playing over chords approach, but add this little extra kind of soulful vibe to it, which is what I've tried to put into this lick. And there's so much we can learn from this. We can learn the importance of knowing your caged chords and then overlaying those caged chords with the correct pentatonic shapes. We can learn the importance of touch and feel and adding a little bit of flavor to everything that you play. So there really is loads that we're going to go through here. Just before we start, remember to head on over to the website so you can actually download the full tab, the backing track, everything else that goes along this lesson absolutely free. And if you are interested in really getting to grips with this style, so this kind of Hendrix-esque style, which is all about learning your caged chords, learning the pentatonics and overlaying them so that you can improvise in this way, then we've got really good full courses absolutely free over on the website for you to check out, and we'll put the link for that in the video and in the YouTube description as well. Okay, so let's really get into this lick. Okay, so let's just lay the groundwork for the lick first. The chords that we're playing over are a G major to a B minor 7, then to a D major and a C major. So some of you might be going, what on earth are those chord shapes that I'm using? And the simple answer, my friend, is that that is the caged chord system. Okay, so I could of course play those G major, B minor 7, D major and C major, for example. But the point of this lesson, these licks that we're learning, is that it's all in one place and it's using this caged chord system to actually give you some new ideas and some sounds that you can use to create this kind of soulful Hendrix vibe. Okay, so G major, using the C-shaped caged chord, B minor 7, which is the kind of usual B minor 7, the standard, I guess you'd call it, based on the E string, the D major chord based on the G shape, and then a C major chord based on the C shape. Now we'll come back to that in a bit. Let's just learn the lick first, and then we can apply it to these chords. So we start with this lick. Okay. So basically what we're doing here in terms of tab is that we're grabbing the 7th fret and the 8th fret together on the G and the B string, and I'm going to hammer on to the 9th fret on the G string but leave the B string ringing out. Then I'm going to come back down there, okay, and as you can see that's literally spelling out that G major chord. Okay, you can do it with your fingers or with a pick, whatever you prefer. That's with the plectrum, this with the fingers. Slightly softer with the fingers. And then I'm going to literally go. It's kind of a really cool little on and off, a kind of out note and then straight back in again, just to add a little bit more of that soul, neo-soul kind of flair. So literally kind of just take these two, drop them across by one semitone, but very quickly, and then straight back. Okay? Okay, like that. And it is very quick, so you really barely hear that out note. It just adds a little bit of spice to it, and then kind of back to the original 7th and 8th fret. So you get. So that's that first little bit there, okay? Okay. Then, and that's all over that G. Then when it goes to the B minor 7, we're going. Okay. So we're coming from like that. So here we're just going to simply take the 7th fret and we're going to slide the D and the G string across like so. So 7, 9, 7, making sure both strings are pressed down. Okay, so we got. Then we're going to come down to the 9th fret of the A string and then go. That's that classic Hendrix one, isn't it? So this is literally the double 7 again. This time I just hammer on the 9th fret on the D string, leaving the G string ringing underneath the bar. And then back and come down to that 9th fret on the A string. So really slowly you've got that's over the G to the B minor 7. Then we're going to go to this D and to the C. So here, nice and simply, we're just going to create a bar on the 7th fret of the A, D and G string. And I'm going to hammer on to the 9th fret of the A string, leaving the D and the G ringing. I'm going to hammer on twice. And then I take that exact same position, drop it down 2 frets, and hammer on once. Okay, so you get. Okay. So all in all, the lick sounds like that. Okay, I'll do it one more time, super slow. So let's just talk about what's going on theory-wise as we're going through that. So yes, underneath that first lick, you can see we're very much spelling out that G cage chord, okay? And this is where the layering of the cage chord and the pentatonic really comes into play, okay? And if this is something you want to explore in far more depth, then we've got a beautiful course that goes through this in absolute great detail, using every shape, every pentatonic, so you can really build up this style of playing, and we'll link to it in the YouTube description and right here in the video. So here we're very much applying that chord with pentatonic box 4. We're basically saying that we're going to play in G major over this G major chord. Pretty simple, right? That's what we're doing. We're kind of taking this as its own little island. You know, it's not necessarily the overall key, although in this instance it is, but not necessarily. We're just thinking over that chord we can always play the box 4. So that's where I'm getting these other notes from. Okay. When I go to that B minor 7 there, I'm really thinking, well, over that chord there, that minor chord, I've got my box 1 minor pentatonic. So again, it's its own little island. When I go to this B, I'm playing in B. Okay, when I was in the G, I was playing in G. When I go to the B, I was playing in B. Okay, so I've got a nice little lick there, utilizing that shape. Okay, it's all just notes from that minor pentatonic shape 1. Okay, then when I go to this lick, all that is there is taking this D major cage chord, and this is a G shape from the cage chord system, and knowing that underneath that cage chord I've got my box 1 pentatonic, so I'm playing a D major pentatonic. Okay. Now some of this might feel overwhelming, like how are you even remembering to know that that's that pentatonic over that cage chord and that's that pentatonic over that cage chord? And actually it's easier than it might seem right now. If this is the first time you've been doing this, that is going to sound overwhelming, but that's why I suggest taking the course, so that you can really go through this step by step, build up the knowledge so that it really sticks. Okay, but it's not as much as you might think it is now. So with that cage chord, we've got our box 1, D major, and you can see I'm very much just basically just totally spelling out the chord, but adding in that extra note from the pentatonic. In exactly the same thing here, I'm dropping down to the C, thinking that underneath that I've got my box 1, okay, just like the last shape, but of course now it's C, so I can do the same lick, the same idea. Okay, so really, essentially, that Hendrix vibe, that neo-soul vibe that we're kind of bringing into the Hendrix style, is all about, with each chord, it's its own unique island. Okay, so with the G, we were playing in G. When we hit the B minor, we were playing in B minor. When we hit the D, we were playing in D. When we hit the C, we were playing in C. And my experience with that is it works really well with pentatonics, not so great with more like full major minor scales or anything more complicated than that, but with pentatonics, it's just masterful. It's the backbone of that sound, in my opinion, okay? So as you kind of go through the lick, just be thinking G to B minor, D to C. And you can start seeing if you can make up your own stuff. So for example, I might go, Now it's a slightly different length of chord there, but I was just kind of playing around with it because I was just trying to demonstrate to myself more than anything that with each chord that pops up, I'm just thinking the pentatonic underneath and I can play around with it. Okay, so now that you've got the whole thing kind of understood, hopefully, do head on over to the website to get the backing track and the tab so that you really can go and push yourself, challenge yourself to try and play this up to speed with the backing track and actually get it into your playing. Remember that this is so usable in everyday playing. Just make sure that you assign the cage chord to the pentatonic shape and that every time you play that cage chord shape, you can throw in that lick, or even vice versa. Every time you play that lick, you can probably throw in that cage chord, although that's a little bit trickier, but same principles apply. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this lesson if you're enjoying it, and please do comment below. Let us know if you've got any questions, as well as if you just enjoyed the video or what you'd like to see from further videos. But with regards to questions, just knock yourself out. I'm always making sure that I'm going through every single question that I get via the YouTube comments, or if you just want to email us via the website, myself and my team are here to ensure that we can help you with anything you're struggling with on the guitar. Right then guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please click somewhere here to carry on watching us on YouTube, and please like and subscribe. See you later.